Alright, so this is an edition of Tavern Brawl, the Sunwell Tavern Brawl, and I believe that this is what, 10 mana it says? So let's make a deck. I believe a lot of people would be playing Priest with Mind Control, so a card that I love the most, at least quite a lot, is Spellbender. So let's just try to make a Mage deck. Um, uh, well, a Secrets Mage that isn't like the most revealing secrets mage of all. And yes, I'm gonna go through slowly the different cards that I choose. And yes, I muted the stream because I was actually playing music, so I had to mute it. But I'm now recording over to talk about this build. So I did want to add Blood Knight in there in case, and I was thinking of Colette Oracle, but the bad thing is that I would give them a higher chance to get their mind control, so I took it out. I was also thinking of Acolyte, which is what usually Fatigue Mage runs and stuff, but I think later on I decided not to have it. I also wanted Cobra because if uh, I was able to drop two things at once, then they could only steal my bigger creature, and then my Cobra would trade in. And duplicate is always nice there for this deck because if they actually trade, then you get, you know, what duplicate does. Kirin is nice to just put out a creature and a secret as all tempo mages do, or at least the old school tempo mage does. I wanted Rend, but then I decided that um, there's no real space for dragons. Not that many. Chromaggus is definitely one of them. Uh, but I also was thinking about Full Reaper, but it tends to make things really bad. For you. Um, Nefarian is another one that I would definitely want to do because people would be playing Mind Control Priest. So you definitely want to steal the cards. And this is my deck, but I think I'm gonna start switching out some cards. The thing is, I believe people will be playing some Divine Shields and uh, some cards, but this is a Secrets Mage that doesn't have Ice Block. I believe that people would expect secrets, uh, standard secrets, definitely Mirror Entity, and possibly Vaporize. Um, but I'm not playing Vaporize. I wanted to. I believe I just now I might have possibly clicked on one and then took it out. I am deciding to put Bomb Lover in, and the reason for this is that some people will probably be playing Miracle Rogue as well, because Miracle Rogue has the burst. But of course, this deck is too slow against Miracle Rogue in this stance. This deck is more against people who play Priest more. But Lobber kills what? Piloted Sky Golem, at least for the first form. Bomb Lover uh, basically initiates a proactive stance towards a 4 health creature, if not 5, like Thaurizon. You don't have to use your Fireball on him, you don't have to use the Polymorph on him, because you have 10 mana, you can Bomb Lobber and use your hero power to ping the 5 health creature. Most people might be playing just one creature at a time, especially in the Control Priest setup. I put in an Gadget Zen because usually if you have the ability to play two cards at the same time as a Secrets Mage, you tend to be able to draw cards. So I'm hoping that I can play more cards at the same time. And I decided to start removing some cards for like Faceless and Lotheb to control the board a little bit. Um, and my Molten Giants is good because, you know, in a Secrets Mage, you kind of want to do that. So, what it does is that it would fake uh, an ice block kind of deck. So after all those changes while I was talking, uh, I believe this deck is okay against certain mind control priests. Um, so I don't know. I decided not to do double duplicate. I think that's a little overkill actually, and probably the Blood Knight is not necessary as well. So I'm gonna add in a Spectral Knight because Priest cannot handle it, Rogue cannot handle against it unless they have their Blade Flurry burst. And Truxor was a good idea, but if I thought about it more, I decide that it's kind of too slow. And instead of some acolytes, uh, I believe I can change it for something else. I kept relooking at the list. Uh, I mean, I keep changing stuff as I go, as I think. Um, I I believe I believe I took out uh the acolytes in the end because I don't think I have time to ping my own acolyte. And control priest usually has cabal, so yeah, this is where I decide that uh Poly would be a better choice than the acolyte. So I'm going through the deck list, and I decided that two arcane uh, intellects is a bit too much as well because you kind of want to react to what they're doing, right? You don't just want to draw cards and hope. So two polys, uh, play like a control mage. So here we go. I put a little skip there because I was waiting for my friend. So yeah, I was waiting for my friend. So now that he's ready, and let's do this. Um, I believe most people play Control Priest a lot since they want to have a throwback to Mind Control. Um, and we'll see how it goes. And like I said, he is playing a Control Priest, and yeah. So here, I don't think I want my Pyroblast, but Polymorph and Lotheb is a really good start because you don't want him to take the first card that you drop down. And Counterspell is really good as well. Having the two polys is amazing to control, at least in the beginning. If you didn't get your mirror entity on the first turn, Polymorph is one of the best solutions against almost any advantageous cards like Chromaggus and um, Alexstrasza that you can't really deal with. Of course, starting out with Alexstrasza is probably the best. It's almost like fighting against Drakkisath in the Blackrock Mountain match. I believe this is this an idea to give you how to play uh, in this brawl is to somewhat think about the fight in Drakkisath. So he decides to mind vision, which is good news for me because yeah, thank you. Because I counter it because I have good cards in my hand. And here's the BGH to counter any seven or more attack creatures, which is like Alexstrasza, however not Chromaggus. Chromaggus actually dodges BGH but doesn't dodge Polymorph, so that's why I kept my Polymorph in the beginning. So we'll see how he plays this out because a Lotheb is pretty good. Oh wow, he had to do a Light Bomb. So here I don't have anything to play. So we'll just play like, basically a slow mage. Uh, yeah. Thought steal. That's a problem. Did he steal that from me? I think I saw that. Um, so definitely now that's the problem. Oh, top tech bomb lobber like I was talking about, so you can lobber and just ping, and that is even more efficient than a fireball. And I don't think I put fireballs in the deck because you have 10 mana. You can play around, and the whole idea. Oh, here is his own Tarzan. Oh wow, he's starting to use up his hand now. Um, the way I usually play is that I try to push my opponent to use more cards, and he's kind of falling for it. Um, ooh, that's a good card. So I'm hoping that he doesn't draw his mind control. Um, but if he does, I have Poly. Like I said, I always try to play cards with an advantage on my own to be able to deal with the situation. So yeah, that's why I did this. Belcher, huh? So he's definitely getting a value Thaurissan here. And what do I get? Ooh, nice. Against a control priest in this point in time, the best is counterspell and spellbender. So here I decided to use one of my polys because I don't want him to keep reducing costs. And if he still does draw mind control, I just had the counterspell. And he plays around the counterspell, which is really smart of him. Ooh, KT and Thought Steal. Wow. So he played both his Thought Steals. So now I need to. He traded in because KT. I mean, it's okay, but I have my second poly. And so Chromaggus is giving me a lot of value here. However, he hasn't played any 7 attack or more, which is what I'm usually expecting from these kinds of games where they have 10 mana and they can almost do anything. And I'm still waiting for 7 or more attack creatures. And having a counter spells up with Chromaggus is huge. I mean, it's still not the best one though. The best is still Spellbender, but you could play around Spellbender as well. But it is typically a little harder to play around. And I think he was testing for a mirror entity because, I mean, in this kind of 10 mana fight, usually you would copy your opponent's thing. And here we go, Chromaggus value. Of one of the my favorite secrets, I would say. If you can fit into the deck, you should try it. Um, so since I have a lot of PGH, I'm just gonna put some board pressure here. Uh, and if I didn't play anything there, he might have thought it's duplicate. He might still think it's duplicate because he hasn't tested for it. But I think he should know what these secrets are if he was paying attention. However, not many people play Spellbender, so he might not realize that it's Spellbender. He would probably be thinking it's duplicate, and or I don't remember if he hit my face yet, but it could be vaporized. But I think he hit my face before at some point. So here I have my other counterspell. I don't know if he was paying attention, but he just tested uh, a secret thinking that it was duplicate, and so he definitely tested for some shenanigans, and he's like, wow, he actually had 2 Shadowword deaths, so he had to spend both the Shadowword deaths. Wow. That's huge for me. However, I didn't manage to draw into anything. I was really hoping that he couldn't clear uh, my Chromaggus on that turn as well, but I was wrong. I mean, I can't always predict what they have in their hand, and I would try to predict that they would try to play around it and waste their spells. And he did waste Holy Nova, but Holy Nova is not really good against in this kind of situation. Holy Nova is only good for people who play the a board flood. Here the mind vision, the second mind vision hurts quite a bit, but unfortunately he took one of my Chromaggus's copied BGH, and here comes my second Bomb Lover, which deals with this perfectly because I don't want to be wasting time, wasting 2 turns pinging. And the more creatures he put down, the harder it will be for my deck at least to handle because I didn't really prepare for a massive flood because control priest or mind control priest would actually try to steal your cards as you play them and not really flood his own board, and it's kind of a reactive deck just like mine. Oh, faceless. Well, at this point I don't have anything good to faceless. Um, and he hasn't played anything. So here I'm just gonna ping. I'm just gonna go face and ping because I'll let him do the trading. I mean, there's no real reason why I should uh, do this trade. So this makes him think that it's duplicate. I don't know if he tested it yet again. Uh, I think he tested it already, so it's not duplicate. But I'm kind of for people who don't play against uh, you know, secret mages a lot will not tend to remember a lot. So here's the second mind control, I believe, or I don't know. I lost count as well myself. But now that's a problem, huh? So here's finally my mirror, and he took my Spellbender Girl, so I decided to ping it. I mean, again, like I said, I cannot control the board with this deck. This deck is mainly for people who play one card at a time kind of situation. Mainly control priests, unless they're playing Temple Priest, which has usually they will put down 3 creatures at a time, or at least maintain a presence of 3 creatures or more to play around MC Tech and everything like that. Or they would play the Dark Cultists, and if they're playing the Camping Shade deck or anything like that, then I would have been in trouble. But personally, I think people would be playing like that Drakkisath fight where they wouldn't do that. They would put at most 2 creatures out. I mean, usually if you cannot handle 2 creatures in this fight, you have a problem. Nice top deck there. Finally, I got something useful. So knowing that he already spent both his Shadow deaths and at least one mind control, I lost count of the mind controls. Uh, and I have the BGH to answer this if I miscounted the mind control. I mean, again, I'm talking about my deck. I'm trying to talk out his deck too, but uh, I don't know the composition. Uh, so this Doctor Boom is a bit of a problem for him, I would say, because he already used uh Shadow deaths, and I had both my polymorphs in the beginning, so he definitely doesn't have Thought Steal for them. I mean, polymorph for them from Thought Steal. So this is yet another problem for him. If he has another light bomb, the second light bomb, I mean, that would be great, I guess. Uh, uh, I mean, I would think that that's probably the solution. Mind Blast. There we go, as expected. I think that's the only solution in that point at that point where he could actually clear Dr. Bloom properly. Ooh, Thaurissan. I mean, reducing these cards will definitely help me. But Thaurissan is a rather big threat because again, it's a 5 attack minimum, and I mean he already spent both the Shadow Word deaths, so uh, it is really hard for him to control bigger creatures from now on. Considering that he already used the first light bomb on my lonely Lotheb, and then the light bomb here to kill Doctor Boom efficiently, though, which is great for him. But now it comes down to the point where uh, if he does not play creatures more so, then he's gonna fall behind, and he is behind. Although he did drop me down a little lower than I expected as a control priest. So here he has to play something at some point because he's got to trigger mirror with something. I mean, uh, again, when you Vulgin, mm, it's pretty good, but unfortunately I didn't have something. Ooh, secrets. So I have to remember that duplicate and mirror were the later cards for his second thought seal because I remembered that my Chromaggus took most of the good spells, and I don't really have any more direct spells except the second Pyroblast. Um, so that's the duplicate. Duplicate sucks there for me, but I had to clear it because I'm not playing Ice Block. So here he thought stole one of my BGH. I think that's the second one. Ooh, yeah, there goes the second mind control. I was wrong about earlier. I thought he played one that got counterspell, but it was probably a coin. So this is beginning to become a problem for me now. As you can see, he managed to come back even though I played a mirror entity, but since he played a creature that is of absolutely not good value, uh, that this is giving me a lot of trouble. He could overrun me with this. So I have to unfortunately copy this, Vol'jin, and just play a secret to fool him. Because normally I think people don't play against uh, secret mages anymore too much. I mean, unless you're playing against like a fatigue mage, then you expect those secrets to be like what ice barrier, ice block, um, mirror, possibly one mirror, if any. And so if you're not writing things down, um, you will kind of forget and you will be misled. And I think after he attacked there, he's probably expecting it to be ice block because he hasn't really hit my face for a while. He's been trading. So here I'm just gonna start putting board pressure um, to make him think that I have lethal with this. So it's gotta be all or nothing here, and you know I'm gonna stay really silent here. You can see that he's thinking about it. He's thinking whether it's ice block because um, he tested so many different secrets already. He has played against so many different secrets, and he outplayed some of them, but he got outplayed on some others as well. And Chromaggus definitely would have probably confused him from the beginning, where I Chromaggus copied so many of my earlier secrets, and here he plays the duplicated Vol'jin and decides to start trading instead of going for my face. Uh, Resurrect. Ooh, that's not good for me. Wow. What did he heal? He healed himself. I think that's a big mistake. Because I can just hero power that. So here I'm gonna start trading because uh even though I have technically ice block, which I do not, I would still want to pretend that I have ice block and not let him trigger it this time around, since he didn't trigger it last time. Um, Again, trigger it last time? Not really, right? Uh, so wow, the second I'm he's one off lethal. He's probably really mad at himself. He's still thinking if it's ice block because there's no way of for him to trigger the last one damage. So here he drops his Chromaggus, and my second mirror arrived too late, unfortunately. But uh, Molten Giants, Molten Giants can clear Chromaggus really easily on its own. Um, so I just kill it off. And here's the Sunwalker, so it's a free taunt from me. And I have the Black Knight ready against that because most people play either Belcher or Sunwalker in these kinds of games. I mean, you played against Corrin and Drakkisath. You kind of want to protect your face with at least some kind of taunt. So it's either Sunwalker or Belcher in this case, and I think he played Belcher earlier. So a Sunwalker is not a surprise. Uh, and here's the Alexstrasza that he's been holding. But unfortunately, I believe I have lethal, and here comes my Kazan, and I'm gonna just show him what I have in my hand, and there you go. So I definitely fooled him, and I'm gonna tell him about it now. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys.